Ambassador Abdulrahman, on the international level, Egypt and Indonesia support each other's cases and nominations as well. And during President Megawati Sukarno-Putri's visit to Egypt back in 2002, President Mubarak expressed support to Indonesia's national integrity. What kind of support does Indonesia provide to Egypt on the international level?
We actually have similar position in many cases in international issues. That's why from time to time we have coordinated our position bilaterally as well as multilaterally, between headquarters as well as there, like say in New York or in Geneva, where issues of common concern has been considered. So we always support Egypt in many his role, particularly, for instance, Egypt's roles in the Middle East to resolve the problem in Middle East. We always support Egypt to find solution between Palestine faction. We support Egypt to mediate with in order to create Palestinian state, because this is also our basic position. So we really highly appreciate the role played by Egypt in resolving problem here in Middle East, as well as our common problem globally. Let's say, for instance, in global warming, let's say it's economic and financial crisis, as well as like now we are going to hold a conference on ocean. Egypt is also part of the important country that take part in this conference.
Ambassador Abdulrahman, Egypt and Indonesia also cooperate within international bodies like the UN, the Non-Aligned Movement, G77, G15, and the D8.
Yes.
There's also a common interest to promote South-South dialogue and Asia-Africa strategic partnership. What efforts are undertaken by both countries in this regard?
Well, Egypt, Indonesia, South Africa is big countries who have been initiating a lot of activities between South-South activities. And it has been our, I think, common vision, how to improve the capacity and potential of developing countries. That's why we have common position in G8, D8, G15, non-aligned movement. And we are going to participate, of course, on the coming summit of non-aligned movement due in next July. And I think this is also how we highly regard the role of Egypt in improving the relations between developing countries, South-South cooperation.
Egypt and Indonesia participated in establishing the non-aligned movement and the organization of the Islamic Conference. You were just mentioning Barack Obama's stance regarding Islam, and he said that the US is not at war with Islam. What efforts are being exerted by both countries to correct some misconceptions of Islam in the West, for example, and what do you do to promote interfaith or interreligion dialogue?
Yeah, I think Egypt and Indonesia again have a common position how to empower the moderate. This is one of the key issues that we would like to demonstrate to the Western countries, that again Islam is not against modernity. Islam is not against Western. That's why we need this dialogue. That's why we need the interfaith dialogue. That's why we need this dialogue among civilization. I think this is our common position to promote in global level as well, especially for the Western countries.
Well, that's all for this part of the political interview with Ambassador Abdulrahman Fachir. And now, after the short break, we will go to our economic section of this episode.
Indonesia is a republic with a presidential system. As a unitary state, power is concentrated in the national government. Following the resignation of President Suharto in 1998, Indonesian political and governmental structures have undergone major reforms. The President of Indonesia is the head of state, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. He is also the Director of Domestic Governance, Policy Making and Foreign Affairs. The 2004 presidential election was the first in which people directly elected the President and Vice President. The President may serve a maximum of 2 consecutive 5-year terms. The highest representative body at national level is the People's Consultative Assembly. Since 1999, after Suharto's resignation, Indonesia had a multi-party system. More than 95 political parties appeared on the political scene, but only 17 of them succeeded in entering the parliament. During the Suharto era, the military had a dual function. The first one is preserving internal and external security and sovereignty of the state, and the second one as an overseer and arbiter of government policy. But since 1998, civilian and military leaders have advocated removing the military from politics. Media freedom increased considerably after the end of President Suharto's rule. Today, there are 30 television channels operating in Indonesia. 12 of them are private ones. There are also 2,400 radio stations.